Imagine a discovery so profound it doesn't just challenge our understanding of the cosmos, it shatters the very foundation of what we believe is possible. What if a single image, captured in secrecy by the most advanced telescope humanity has ever built, revealed evidence of something not just unnatural, but deliberately engineered? Something that doesn't belong in the vast, chaotic expanse of space? The James Webb Space Telescope, JWST, celebrated for delivering the clearest cosmic portraits in history, has reportedly stumbled upon an object so bizarre, so unlike anything ever recorded, that it sent shockwaves through the astronomical community. This is not a comet, not an asteroid, not a natural phenomenon drifting aimlessly through the void. This is 3I/Atlas, an interstellar visitor behaving in ways that defy the laws of physics as we know them. And what the James Webb Telescope captured might just confirm our deepest fears about what lies beyond our solar system. Buckle up, because this cosmic enigma is only beginning to unfold, and what comes next could change everything. The leaked image that set the world ablaze. In late 2024, a high-resolution image from the James Webb Space Telescope surfaced on an encrypted online forum, sparking a firestorm of speculation. The image, captured during a routine sweep in the infrared spectrum, showed something extraordinary. An object designated 3I/Atlas, emitting a concentrated beam of light from its sun-facing side. This wasn't the diffuse glow of a comet's coma or the scattered reflection of an asteroid. It was a focused, laser-like projection slicing through the vacuum of space. The object, initially classified as an interstellar comet, displayed a structural symmetry that stunned astronomers, a hexagonal geometry with precise 120-degree angles, a design so orderly it seemed alien to the chaotic nature of natural cosmic bodies. Off-the-record sources from the European Southern Observatory, ESO, described the object as mechanical in nature, a phrase that sent chills down the spines of those who heard it. Was this a cosmic artifact, a relic of an advanced civilization, or something even more incomprehensible? The image, which was never meant to see the light of day, was reportedly flagged for immediate classification by NASA scientists. Yet somehow, it slipped through the cracks, igniting debates across scientific communities in social media platforms like X. The metadata revealed it was an automated backup from a diagnostic sweep, not a scheduled observation. How did it leak? Was it a whistleblower risking everything to expose the truth? A cyber intrusion by a foreign entity? Or, as some fringe theorists suggest, was the leak intentional, not from Earth, but from 3I/Atlas itself, as if it wanted us to see it? The implications are staggering, and the questions keep piling up. But one thing is certain: this image is no hoax. It's a glimpse into something that challenges our understanding of the universe and our place within it. A comet that defies physics. Comets are predictable in their behavior. Solar radiation heats their icy surfaces, creating a glowing coma and a tail that streams away from the sun, pushed by the solar wind. It's a fundamental law of physics, observed countless times since humanity first turned telescopes skyward. But 3I/Atlas laughs in the face of that law. Its tail, instead of trailing away from the sun, flows toward it, a phenomenon that defies every known model of cometary dynamics. Early hypotheses suggested extreme anisotropic dust jets, unusual but theoretically possible. However, simulations conducted by researchers at the Max Planck Institute for Astronomy ruled this out. The tail's flow is too symmetrical, too precise, moving in pulsed intervals synchronized with the object's 16-hour rotation. Even more unsettling, the tail contains reflective particles that don't behave like typical cosmic dust. Instead of absorbing sunlight, they manipulate it, reflecting solar wavelengths in a way that suggests deliberate design. Could this be a form of solar sail, a propulsion system harnessing sunlight to steer the object? Such technology has been theorized by scientists like those at the Breakthrough Starshot Initiative, but to see it in action on an interstellar object is unprecedented. The tail's thermal spikes, detected by JWST's Mid-Infrared Instrument, MIRI, align with patterns seen in artificial propulsion cycles, not natural gas venting. This isn't just an anomaly, it's a hint that 3I/Atlas might be engineered, possibly by a civilization far beyond our own, a path too perfect to be random. The trajectory of 3I/Atlas is another piece of the puzzle that refuses to fit. Unlike most interstellar objects, which follow hyperbolic paths through our solar system, 3I/Atlas takes a meticulously planned route. Entering from above the ecliptic plane, it performs a slingshot maneuver around Mars, Venus, and Jupiter, mimicking the gravity assist trajectories NASA designs for deep space missions like Voyager or New Horizons. Harvard astrophysicist Avi Loeb, known for his bold theories about interstellar objects like Oumuamua, has suggested that this path resembles a fuel-efficient chain of gravitational assists. But unlike a spacecraft conserving energy, 3I/Atlas is accelerating, defying the expected slowdown of a natural object. The odds of such a trajectory occurring by chance are less than 1 in a billion, according to calculations by the Center for Astrophysics from Harvard and Smithsonian. The path is mathematically ideal for dropping observation probes at multiple planets without deviating from its course. Stranger still, 3I/Atlas is set to pass behind the Sun during its most active phase in the solar cycle, a time when Earth's telescopes will struggle to observe it due to solar interference. It's almost as if the object is hiding, choosing the perfect moment to slip out of sight. Is this strategic intent, or are we projecting human logic onto something far more alien? The answer remains elusive, but the precision of its movements suggests a purpose we can't yet fathom. Silence from the authorities. If 3I/Atlas is as extraordinary as it seems, why the silence from official channels? The U.S. Space Command, tasked with monitoring near-Earth objects, has issued no public statements. The All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, AARO, established to investigate unidentified aerial phenomena, is reportedly running simulations treating 3I/Atlas as a potential planetary threat. Leaked documents, unverified but widely circulated on X, suggest high-level meetings involving NASA, ESA, and the Department of Defense, discussing not just what 3I/Atlas is, but what to do if it sends a signal or changes course. At 130,000 miles per hour, it's the fastest interstellar object ever detected, too swift for any Earth-based craft to intercept. We're left in an observer's dilemma. All we can do is watch and wait. The silence extends beyond the United Nations Office for Outer Space Affairs. UNOOSA reportedly held a closed-door meeting with delegates from the 5 major spacefaring nations: Russia, China, the United States, India, and the European Union. According to whistleblower leaks shared on encrypted platforms, a joint silence protocol was agreed upon, prohibiting disclosures unless unanimously approved. This level of secrecy is unprecedented, suggesting that 3I/Atlas isn't just a scientific curiosity, but a geopolitical flashpoint. When the world's powers prioritize silence over transparency, it raises a chilling question. What are they hiding and why? A geometric imprint that defies explanation. Upon closer inspection of the leaked image, independent researchers uncovered a detail that deepened the mystery. Embedded in the infrared data was a geometric imprint near 3I/Atlas's luminous region, a triangular formation with a central void, surrounded by perfectly spaced concentric arcs. Initially dismissed as sensor noise, its precision and consistency with the object's rotation ruled out artifacts. The pattern bore an eerie resemblance to symbols found in ancient Sumerian and Vedic texts, which some fringe theorists link to extraterrestrial contact. Mainstream scientists, like those at the SETI Institute, caution against such interpretations. But the pattern's existence is undeniable. Is it a design element, an emblem, or something more functional? The possibility that it represents an engineer's insignia, a mark left by an intelligent creator, sends shivers down the spine. This discovery prompted observatories worldwide to train their instruments on 3I/Atlas, but many faced unexpected obstacles. Several reported receiving cease and desist notices from governmental authorities citing airspace protocol and civilian data security. Private space startups, like those operating CubeSats with deep space imaging capabilities, experienced sudden connectivity issues or revoked API access. The clampdown on data suggests a coordinated effort to control the narrative around 3I/Atlas. But why? Is it to prevent panic, protect sensitive technology, or hide something far more profound? The telescope that refused to look, perhaps the most unsettling development, came when JWST attempted to reobserve 3I/Atlas days after the leaked image. The telescope's autonomous tracking software, designed to lock onto any target with precision, initiated a focus lock refusal, an unprecedented event. Engineers at the Space Telescope Science Institute STSCI were baffled. The system had never failed in this manner. Simultaneously, amateur astronomers reported brief rhythmic flashes in the region where 3I/Atlas was last seen, unlike any stellar phenomenon. One observer described the flashes as resembling a camera flash aimed directly at Earth, raising the chilling possibility that 3I/Atlas is aware it's being watched. Could the object be employing optical manipulation or defensive countermeasures? The idea sounds like science fiction, but the data is hard to dismiss. The telescope's refusal to track 3I/Atlas suggests either a malfunction or an external influence on its systems. Some speculate that the object itself interfered with JWST's operations, perhaps through electromagnetic pulses or a form of signal jamming. If true, it implies a level of technological sophistication far beyond our own. A probe not just traveling through space, but actively observing and responding to its observers. A whistleblower's risky revelation. The leaked image's origins add another layer of intrigue. It wasn't part of a scheduled observation or cleared through official channels. Instead, it came from a remote operations session, likely a calibration sweep meant for internal diagnostics. This raises critical questions: who released it, and how many more images are being withheld? Some believe a whistleblower within the JWST program risked their career, or worse, to share the truth. Others suspect a cyber intrusion, possibly by a state actor seeking to exploit the discovery for strategic gain. But the most disturbing theory is that the leak was intentional, orchestrated by 3I/Atlas itself. What if the object wanted us to see this image, not as a mistake, but as an invitation to engage with something we don't yet understand? The viral spread of the image on platforms like X amplified the controversy, with hashtags like #3iAtlas and #WebLeak trending globally. Citizen scientists and amateur astronomers began analyzing the data, uncovering additional anomalies. For instance, the object's surface appears to exhibit fractal geometry, self-similar patterns repeating at every scale. This isn't just a physical structure, it's a mathematical paradox, suggesting a design that transcends our understanding of engineering. When converted into spatial waveforms, these fractals resemble neural activity in the human brain during creative insight or REM sleep. Could 3I/Atlas be more than a physical object? Could it be a form of synthetic intelligence, encoded in light and structure? Anomalies across the globe. As the world grappled with the implications of 3I/Atlas, strange phenomena began to surface. Deep space monitoring stations in Australia, Chile, and South Africa reported hardware malfunctions, spectrometers failing to calibrate, gyroscopes drifting out of sync, and radio signals bouncing unpredictably near the object's last known position. These weren't typical electromagnetic interference patterns. They suggested a localized disruption in spacetime itself. Satellites in low Earth orbit, tasked with monitoring solar activity, began going dark as they passed near 3I/Atlas's projected path, as if something were absorbing their energy. On Earth, bioluminescent organisms in the Pacific Ocean started exhibiting erratic behavior, flashing in rhythmic pulses never seen before. High-altitude plants in Himalayan biospheres shifted their circadian rhythms, reacting to an unknown stimulus. Researchers from the Woods Hole Oceanographic Institution and the International Center for Genetic Engineering and Biotechnology noted that these biological systems seemed to respond to a signal embedded in Earth's magnetic field. Could 3I/Atlas have left behind an environmental imprint, a signal that interacts with life at a cellular level? The idea that this object isn't just passing through, but influencing our planet is both fascinating and terrifying. A signal within the signal. A breakthrough came when data analysts at the University of Cambridge reviewed JWST's telemetry logs. Embedded in the infrared scans of 3I/Atlas were fluctuations initially dismissed as noise. When analyzed, these fluctuations formed repeating patterns resembling RNA sequences, complex, redundant, and too specific to be random. This wasn't a message meant to be read aloud. It was information designed to interact with organic matter. One scientist described it as a biogenic algorithm, a sequence that could trigger processes in biological systems. Speculation ran wild. Was this a genetic catalyst, a blueprint for something dormant within life on Earth? The implications are staggering, suggesting that 3I/Atlas might not just be observing us, but preparing us for something unknown. Then, just as abruptly as it appeared, 3I/Atlas vanished. Observatories tracking its motion reported a sudden angular deviation, impossible without propulsion, followed by its disappearance from all visible and infrared bands. No exhaust signature, no heat trail, no Doppler trace. Some theorized it had shifted behind the sun, where it would remain unobservable for weeks. Others suggested it had activated a cloaking mechanism, a technology far beyond our own. Right before it vanished, JWST recorded a final burst of light, 13 evenly spaced pulses, resembling a countdown. Cryptographers at MIT attempted to decode it using human alphabets, but the pattern didn't fit. A linguist proposed it wasn't language, but a temporal sequence, a signal marking the start of something new. A pattern across time. The most chilling revelation came from an anonymous leak on an encrypted forum, allegedly sourced from a NASA server. According to the documents, 3I/Atlas is not the first of its kind. Two previous interstellar objects, 1I/Oumuamua, discovered in the 2017, and 2I/Borisov, discovered in 2019, exhibited similar anomalies but were downplayed or dismissed. The leak included scans, spectrographs, and internal briefings indicating that all three objects followed a celestial pattern, arriving exactly 6 years apart and penetrating deeper into the solar system with each visit. A phrase repeated in the documents sent shockwaves through the scientific community. Contact phase imminent. When astrophysicists modeled the paths of Oumuamua, Borisov, and 3I/Atlas, they uncovered a disturbing truth. The object's entry points formed a spiral trajectory aimed directly at Earth's orbital path. This wasn't random chance, it was deliberate targeting. Some experts now fear that these objects are part of a larger system, perhaps probes designed to map our solar system over time. If the pattern holds, a fourth object, 4I/Icon, could appear within the inner solar system, closer to Earth than ever before. And this time, it might not leave. A living algorithm in the stars using quantum AI, a team of astrophysicists and data scientists at Caltech reconstructed a 3D simulation of 3I/Atlas based on JWST's spectral data. The result was unlike any spacecraft or celestial body. The object's surface exhibited fractal geometry, with self-similar patterns extending infinitely inward. This recursive structure suggested a design that functions like a neural network, processing information in ways that mirror human consciousness during moments of insight. If 3I/Atlas is a probe, it might not be made of metal and circuits, but of mathematics and light, a living algorithm capable of adapting and learning. A strange file briefly appeared on a European Research Institute's server, containing audio converted from electromagnetic waves collected by JWST. Expecting static, scientists were stunned to hear a low rhythmic oscillation layered with high-frequency modulations. The waveform matched brainwave frequencies observed during deep REM sleep. More disturbingly, multiple scientists who listened to the audio reported vivid, identical dreams of spirals, an eye of light, and a presence implanting thoughts. Was this a psychic imprint, a signal designed to interact with human consciousness? The file was removed within hours, but its impact lingers, raising questions about whether 3I/Atlas is communicating in ways we can't fully comprehend. A second contact? In a bizarre twist, a small radio telescope in Namibia, part of the International Deep Space Array, detected a microwave signal shortly after I/Atlas vanished. The signal, narrow band and precisely modulated, originated in near-Earth orbit and was aimed at the object's last known position. Analysis revealed fragments of terrestrial communication protocols, suggesting that someone, or something, on Earth had responded. Was this a rogue agency, a private group, or a clandestine alliance? The existence of a response implies that contact has already been made, kept secret from the public. Meanwhile, JWST experienced an undocumented override during a routine calibration. For 47 seconds, the telescope redirected its data flow to an unknown IP node, transmitting a burst of encoded pulses. A whistleblower from STSCI claimed it wasn't an image, but a structured signal, possibly a handshake or acknowledgement. Did 3I/Atlas remotely instruct the telescope, or was this a human intervention gone awry? The incident has fueled speculation that the object is not just observing, but interacting with our technology. The next phase begins. Just when the world thought the mystery had peaked, a minor observatory in Argentina reported a new anomaly in the Kuiper Belt. Designated 4I/Icon, the object follows a path similar to 3I/Atlas, but is larger and slower. A leaked image showed a blurred silhouette with three sharp points trailing a spiral of light, emitting artificial radio bursts. Within hours, the observatory's data was scrubbed, and it went offline. If real 4I/Icon confirms that 3I/Atlas was not an isolated event but part of a sequence. Are these objects scouts, markers, or something more sinister? A growing number of scientists believe they represent a coordinated mission, with Earth as the target. The pattern is undeniable. From Oumuamua to Borisov to Atlas and now Icon, each object carries a piece of a larger puzzle. This isn't an invasion or a traditional first contact. It's something more complex, a calculated emergence that challenges our understanding of intelligence, technology, and our place in the cosmos. The James Webb Space Telescope, designed to peer into the universe's past, may have inadvertently glimpsed its future. What it found isn't a message, but a presence, one that doesn't speak because it doesn't need to. The objects are coming, not to harm us, but to reveal a truth we may not be ready to face. Why you should keep watching this story isn't over. The mystery of 3I/Atlas and its successors is unfolding in real time, with new data emerging daily on platforms like X and through independent research. By staying engaged, you'll be among the first to uncover the next clue in this cosmic enigma. Share your thoughts in the comments, follow the latest updates, and join the global conversation about what these objects mean for humanity. The universe has whispered its secrets for eons, but now it's shouting. Are we ready to listen? Keep watching, because the truth is out there, and it's closer than you think.